the Brocast. On the Brocast. On the Brocast, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brocast. Yes, it is 3 p.m. It's Saturday, and it's that time once again for Commander Josh Hawkins to not have a patched client ready to go for the show. The fine gentlemen you hear laughing at me in the background are, of course, Commander Greatest.
With you, sir, with you.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Commander Greatest, laughing with me. And Commander Turgeon Starstone, of course.
At you.
Well, I'm glad we got that clarified, because
It's always good, isn't it? Hello, people.
I knew someone was laughing at me. Hi, Keith Kerman Jones. Loot G says, "Yay! Star Lost greetings from Las Vegas, Commander Giz." Hi, everyone. Oh, look at that. My stream health says yellow. The internet can totally see you now. To stop, use your encoder. But it seems like there's only 7 people watching, or at least that's what my display is showing.
25.
Oh, 25? Okay, so YouTube is... Maybe it's YouTube that's lagging behind.
27.
Dead Star Omega, Robert McMahon, Mahan.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting. We're just waiting a couple minutes here. Commander Bodamax is there. Matt's Galaxy. This is the nightmare I encounter every time I want to update the game. I click on update and then I wait for 20 minutes while it says preparing to update, and then when it finally decides it's going to update, it takes another 20. But Turgeon assures me that this is a much smaller patch than the small patch that took a half an hour last week. He says, no, it's just a hotfix patch. So this should only take 29 minutes versus however long it took last time. Anyhow, we'll wait for the update to go. And say hi to everyone as you pop in here. Evening all, Simpal, evening, Spike. How's everyone doing today? As you can tell from the thumbnail that you see in front of you, I am a determined son of a bitch, okay? Still no goddamn stellar phenomenon, but I'm gonna find it because I know it's out there. And I'm going to find the damn notable stellar phenomenon if it kills me. If we keep doing this stream for another year with still no notable stellar phenomenon, it is a mission. It's what we're going to do, and we're going to find the damn stuff until I see it on my screen and I'm satisfied that it actually exists. Because right now, I'm just not convinced. I'm not convinced that it's actually there. Hey, Spooky. Hey, James. Simpal.
Picture or it didn't happen.
That's right. If I can't get a screenshot, then there's no way to prove. Hey, look, it's going. It says 25 minutes for your goddamn hotfix, Turgeon.
What is wrong with the
It's
patch
lying
servers
again,
in
isn't it?
Canada?
So look at this. I'm downloading at 15 megabytes a second, but it says 25 minutes.
It'll be
That
fine.
is weird.
T-class stars, Spooky.
Okay,
Sure about that.
you know what?
Well, mind you, nobody ever
Josh,
looked at them.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna fire up my client right now because I haven't updated yet either. I don't
And
think.
just see how
So
long it
let's
takes
see-
for you.
Let's compare it. You might
Well-
not hear me anymore if I update, but let's see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Is it?
Let's-
It doesn't say upgrade. It says play. Why did? What? Oh, I updated over Steam. Sorry.
Oh,
chat.
Steam background updates, y'all.
Yeah.
Good
so,
day, Sinclair.
folk in chat, after this hotfix that was meant to fix things, how many of you are still being subjected to an endless loop of this?
System scan complete. System scan complete. System scan complete.
Are you all suffering it? Are you all suffering that still? Or is that actually
You
fixed?
gotta give them PTSD.
Yeah, because I actually had to log out the other night. But partially because of system scan complete, but also because it was perpetually telling me that I'd discovered a gas giant.
Oh,
And I
Hepburn
thought,
has
I
some
know.
uplifting news
I
for
know.
you.
Yes, I
Josh, dude.
saw that. He says, Hepburn says, I've jumped to about 1,000 systems in the last 2 weeks and haven't found one either. Keith says he's just been to one, so yeah, screw you,
Spooky
Keith.
says try checking T-class stars.
Way to go and rub it in, Keith. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, try. You know what? Maybe I will. Maybe we'll check some T-class stars. So.
Yeah, why don't you just not exclude any type of star and you just, jump across the galaxy and take whatever comes?
Yep, we could do that. You
Because
know,
I feel like excluding
So-
just increases the risk of, actually excluding the stuff that you want to find.
This is true. This is true.
hey, Plater.
But yeah, hopefully it's fixed. They said they fixed it server side. It was crazy. Hey, plates in chat, good man. Yeah, because it was you jumped into a system and it just kept showing you the asteroid clusters. It says you've discovered this asteroid cluster, this asteroid, and it never ever stopped. People could log out and it wouldn't make any difference. You log back in and it's still saying, oh, asteroid, you found an asteroid cluster. And it was
Oh,
doing
God.
it for planets with me as well.
What started that? Was that just the hotfix that started that?
It was the hot. Yeah, they put out this hotfix, and then that bug immediately appeared along with the hotfix. And system scan complete. Your COVAS telling you endlessly. So poor Nix was mining in an asteroid ring, and I don't know how he managed to survive 2 hours mining in an asteroid ring with the COVAS perpetually saying system scan complete in zero all the time.
You turn the volume on that
He
just
did,
completely off.
eventually.
That's how you do it.
You have to. It's the only way to do it. But yeah, so that's the thing. And they supposed to have fixed it with a server-side fix. Hopefully that's worked. I was watching also Pumpkinberry streaming on Twitch, and she had the asteroid thing up on us because she's in the middle of nowhere. I heard that if you wanted to fix it, if you'd visited a system that you'd already visited, it tended to cancel it sometimes. It didn't for me, but it did. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere exploring, couldn't do that. So yeah, people were just stuck looking at that for.
Tato Chip says it's been okay so far today. He says.
Good.
We'll see what happens when this patch decides to apply itself. It's funny though because here it is. It's downloading at like 8.29 megabytes. It says 1 hour remaining, and then it jumps to 9 megabytes, and then it says 30 minutes remaining. So it keeps switching between 30 minutes and an hour, but this is not a tiny little hotfix. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're downloading like a couple gigabytes or so. That should not be the case at all.
Yeah.
Like, I can assure you my Steam patch wasn't that big.
No, it is a tiny patch, but it just depends what mood it's in as to what it actually convinces you that it is. Sometimes you look at it and you think, hang on, how can it be downloading at that speed if it's a small patch?
Well, look at this.
And
now
it's still taking time.
Yeah.
I think the figures
12,
are just part
13,
of randomness factoria.
13 megabytes a second. It's saying 25 minutes. That's not a small patch. That's huge.
It is a small patch, though. I think they make the figures up. The launcher, every time they put out a new launcher, it comes with a new set of random variables that puts in random numbers to tell you what your download speed is and how long it'll take to patch something.
Yeah,
there is no solid answer. It's just like a random guess.
8.2 megabytes per second is not good, actually, Tato Chip. That's
Silent
actually like,
Angst,
really slow.
Shibuka is not coming back anytime soon, but if you do want to see what he's up to, he's streaming in... What's the name of the game? It's some sort of sim racing. I'm missing.
Yeah, he does
the name of it
iRacing,
right
but
now.
I don't know what he's racing in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. iRacing. That's the name of the game. And
Is it just that? Right. There you go.
It's iRacing, and he's actually playing that on a professional level now with a proper racing team. I think they're called Grid Kings. So, and I think there's actually a race going on tonight. I forgot the name of the channel, but there's like a channel a Twitch channel that streams that competition tonight. And if you tune into that, you will see him drive probably.
Is this...
I think he probably has given up on Elite for the time being while he's driving.
At least for the time being, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's driving crazy.
Very much into sim racing now.
Totally.
Well, at least there's no system scan complete loop on sim racing, right?
That we know of.
Andreas, why don't I use Steam to download and keep up to date Elite Dangerous? The Frontier launcher is crap. I agree, the Frontier launcher is crap. And why don't I use Steam? Because I actually never converted my game to the Steam version. I think there's a way to do that, though, isn't there? It's like if you own Elite, you can just go into Steam and tell Steam you own it. And...
Got 2 copies not in Steam and 1 in Steam.
That's been so long ago when I did that, I couldn't tell you what the process was.
Does anyone know what that process is?
Second last week in a 24-hour race. that's not bad going, is it?
I'm wondering if it would be
I think
faster to do that. If I just updated it and put it on Steam and let Steam update it for me right now, it would probably take less time.
because Steam will download the whole game again for you.
Oh God, yeah. Well, the way the rate this is going, maybe that'll be faster because apparently this hotfix patch is 5,000 gigabytes.
It's very curious.
If Buka came second last week in a 24-hour race, I think in his honour, I'll just have to play this, won't I?
I'm a real boy.
I just have to.
Andreas
good
is
old
saying,
times.
yes,
That
it's
takes
easy.
me
Just
back.
get the Steam key from the ED store and put the game on Steam. Okay, well, I'll do that for the next time.
We
for
should
sure.
mug him. We should mug him and get him in here to do a broadcast and just do one of his driving things. He should stream a driving thing for us, and we can laugh at him from the
Totally.
sidelines.
You know he's on here right now. Why don't we
Yeah,
get him in the green room with us here?
Because he's
and,
probably racing right now.
He probably is actually. Yeah.
He's
right
like
now.
he's like screw you, Elite Dangerous players. I've moved on to bigger, better things.
Yeah, planetary landings. He's got the atmospherics.
Yeah, constant atmospherics. Oh, one day we will have atmospheric landings as well. One day. But not this day. Oh, and you know what? Mars Europe messaged me a couple days ago, asked how I was doing, and said he had played the most recent update a little bit, but apparently he's playing World of Warcraft or Minecraft with his son.
Ooh. I've not seen the interview, but I know that he recently was on the Elite Dangerous YouTube channel or live stream, I think it was, and they interviewed him.
Featured commander on that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mars and Sparks were just messing Will about for hours, basically. As you do.
How many people in chat actually play World of Warcraft? I'm curious.
Never did.
Never.
Nope.
I actually
I was Guild Wars 2 for a while, but not for too long though.
I played it until Burning Crusade. I didn't bother playing Burning Crusade because I chose between Warcraft or Cities Heroes because I couldn't run both. Couldn't keep running both.
I've actually poked my nose into many a few MMOs or classical sort of role-playing MMORPGs, but I always kept my fair distance from ones where you have to pay monthly.
Yeah, well, that's it. I've moved away from monthly subscriptions as well. But look, I'm surprised how many people in here actually did. I mean, why am I surprised? Half the world played World of Warcraft, I suppose. But
yeah,
look at this. We've got.
I actually have a vanilla account on a private server at the moment. Old school.
Stop at level 50 Paladin. Yeah, I think I stopped when they released. It was the first expansion. God, if I could remember the name of that expansion, it was
Cataclysm.
No, it was way before
Burning
then.
Crusade before. But I mean, Cataclysm was one I quit because I thought, I like this world that you've built here, and you're going to blow it up. Nah, sod off.
Plater says switch to
So,
SWTOR. Did that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Missing person announcement on Galnet. It's you, Josh.
Really? Could be.
Well, pull up Galnet. You can actually, put it up on the website and read the Galnet entries.
While you're waiting.
Let's see.
Stick it up there.
Okay, where do I get Galnet on here? Dun, 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 dun. Week in review. Blood on the Senate floor. The fall of the Nova Imperium. Success for Distant Worlds initiative.
Yeah, just read it out.
Here, let's click on this.
And put it up on your screen, actually.
Yeah, working on that right now. Give me 1 second here. Let's go ahead and add. Oh, I probably have this right here. Add browser. Yep. Oh, God, that's not it. No. Wow.
Turgeon, we need the elevator music.
Yeah, please.
You do actually. One second. Here you go. Where are we? Where is it? There it is.
I love that so much.
Well, I don't know. When I put browser in here, it's coming up with some weird OBS. Oh, okay, I see. Because I have to just copy the. Yes. Okay. Here,
yeah,
it's
I played this right.
coming.
There are some very good storylines in SWTOR. It's got an awful lot of decent. Well, it's certainly better than watching the current films. That's for sure. They're crap. But yeah,
Is
there's
that
some good,
free to
there's
play
some
by
good
now?
stories in Spectre. Yeah, it's been free to play for a long time. But I mean,
But
I
you have,
used
you have
to.
to buy the game still, I guess.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I mean, I had it on subscription for a little while to begin with.
Hmm.
But then it's one of these things where you just, you think, oh, I can't afford to keep going with that. And then when you come back to it as free to play, you go, hang on, what? They want me to pay money to unlock skill bars?
There, I got it.
You mean I can only have like 1 or 2 skills sitting there? And I said, oh, no, sod you. They've improved it since then, but I haven't looked. That was quite a long time ago.
Maybe I can fix the resolution though. 1920
They
by
have.
1080. Okay.
So yeah, it might be worth having another look at it. But it has some very good.
Hold on,
some very
I'm
good
fixing the
storylines
browser
in it.
so it fits here. Hold on, guys. There we go. And then we can just...
KOTOR is on Steam, but not SWTOR.
Okay. I've got it.
It might.
There it
might
is.
be free to download actually, if memory serves these days. A lot of these things.
All right. Utopia condemns approval of Vitadine nanomedicines. Nanomedicines.
Yeah.
This is all I got? More Galnet news.
That's no
Week in review? What do we want to look at? The week in review?
a thing about missing people.
Where do you see that?
A couple of days ago, it's on the launcher actually.
Oh, it's on the launcher.
You have to click the link on the launcher and take it to.
I didn't see it. I didn't see missing people. I see blood on the Senate floor. Success for Distant Worlds Initiative.
By now, yeah.
That's got to be old then.
Success for Distant. I think you could say Success for Distant Worlds Initiative.
Yeah, let's take a look at the
Community
success
goal
for the
that they
Distant-
had to raise to 11, and they still managed it in before it getting in their closing.
Let's see what it says. Success for Distant Worlds Initiative. A request for mine materials from the Omega Mining Corporation has concluded. Independent pilots delivered large quantities of indite, galite, some word I'm never going to try and pronounce, and cobalt, which will be used to build...
Praseodymium.
Yes,
Praseodymium.
thank you,
Lovely
Rock Rat. This is like Gray Test while he's sleeping. He's like, oh, Praseodymium. Palladium.
Well, I love that it says independent healthcare analyst Dr. Himari Gray.
Aramis Casimil, the Distant Worlds project leader, commented, "It is with great pride that we announce the successful conclusion to this resource extraction initiative. The fleet will now continue its journey and is scheduled to reach the galactic core in several weeks' time." Wow, they're really taking their time with Distant Worlds. How long is the whole expedition supposed to be?
You don't have it on screen, Josh.
don't?
It's gonna last, I think, another 6 weeks.
It's a long time anyway. It's months. So.
Yeah, it's. I wonder why.
I think 6 weeks. Don't get me wrong. 6 weeks until I think. I'm just gonna blurt out stupid stuff now. I don't have the exact info right now. I'm look it up.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Before I tell untruths here.
OBS browser, adding a browser capture just doesn't seem to work. It just captures the URL, but it doesn't actually scroll or click anything. So that's why you weren't looking at what I'm looking at here. Yeah, some hotfix, some tiny little patch it is there, Turgeon. And who was it? Henka said, why don't I, I could patch the game before I start the Brocast.
It's 18 weeks in total from the departure, so another 16 now.
18
weeks.
Yep.
Wow.
Given the mess that some of the parts of the game is still in, I think it's a fair bet that there could be another patch before next week's broadcast. So
it's possible. Well, I'm going to keep that in mind for the next time, of course, because, the way that this goes, I don't expect multiple gigabyte patches every week. It seems like when I do decide to play Elite Dangerous, there's always a patch, so... but I'll convert it over to Steam, so I won't have this issue anymore. Mind you, I only turn my computer on like once a week nowadays, because that's about as long as I'm home, is like 1 day a week. So, commercial travel impacted by hyperspace fears. Yeah, I did see that as well. Let's see what that says. By hyperspace fears. Okay, the mysterious disappearance of actor Consuela Knight and the crew of her yacht has affected confidence in commercial space travel. Independent newsfeed The Sovereign reported, Consuela Knight's empty ship pulling into port has caused unease in consumer markets. Rumors of abductions and disintegrations while in hyperspace have negatively impacted many businesses. Yeah, you know what? I would probably be worried about being disintegrated in hyperspace. Ship manufacturer Saud Kruger says that sales of customized luxury yachts such as Miss Knight's have plummeted. Cruise bookings with Astrogator tours are being canceled, while commercial operators have reported a drop in passenger numbers. Plans are underway for a memorial service to honor Consuela Knight's career, but her real legacy is the fear that her fate could befall any interstellar traveler. Imagine that. Imagine if this was nothing more, I mean, a lot more than just a, news feed for Galnet, and it actually happened to people just randomly, 1 out of every 100 drums. You just ship destroyed, you're disintegrated and start over.
Well, no, not ship destroyed. Your ship is still around. You just back to port for you or whatever.
Yes, you disintegrate. Oh, God. Oh, I'm so glad that doesn't happen. But I mean, what's the purpose of a Galnet article like that? I mean, nobody's actually scared about that article.
It's just a pitch that, something's lurking or maybe lurking out there. I mean, I've rarely ever seen these Galnet articles tie into anything major. I mean, sometimes they do give hints, and that's probably what we have in this case, that there, might be some Thargoid-related activities or some other stuff going on that we don't quite understand. And yeah, but I don't think there's any direct gameplay deductions you can make from that.
Well, I would hope not, right?
There's a lot of flavor text, but there's also, I think there might be an Office Bingo game going on at Frontier Developments as to what they actually put in the Galnet articles. Sometimes it makes me wonder. There's something else going on there that's got nothing to do with us, and it's they just like putting a bit of color in it.
Well, Bodomax is saying they normally tie into CGs, so yeah, maybe there will be some CG of maybe having to find empty ships floating in space or something where the people have been disintegrated and collect the information or scan them for some type of information to bring it back to determine the cause. And Starloss is saying, while we're waiting, what is the Rock Rats reference in connection to Greytest? Greytest, do you want to explain why I said Rock Rats?
Well, the mere fact that I am a rock rat, pretty much.
He's
I think that's
pretty much a rock
rat.
Connection.
That's the connection.
That could be it.
Existing there.
Well, maybe he was wondering. I mean, Starloss, were you asking what are the rock rats? Is that it? Because then Greytest could certainly talk about the rock rats.
Let me explain.
Yes, you know what? There are probably some new people who watch this who maybe are not familiar with the rock rats. Why don't you tell us what are the rock rats, Greytest? Who are they? Where did they come from? And what do they do?
Where did they come from? Where did they go? They were formed.
Oh, God.
The rock rats were formed during the first Distant Worlds expedition in 3302. Back then, keep in mind, you still had to not only scan a planet, you actually had to go down on the surface and start collecting materials from, all kinds of different rocks that you shoot up, and then actually write down what you get from them, until you knew that you found every material that was available on that specific planet. So there was a certain distribution. You would always find like 1 rare material, 2 common, and 3, completely common or whatever. There was uncommon and common. So once you found those 6 materials, you knew that planet is done for. We know what you can find down there, and we moved on to the next one. And that's what the rock rats would do. They were basically a prospecting surface reconnaissance team, let's say.
Now, is it always 6 materials? Because that seems sort of strange for...
It was always 6 materials. Well, 6... that's so long ago. I think you always found, back then we had different materials as well. It's really hard. We had fewer materials back then. But yeah, I think it was always 6. 1 rare, 2 uncommon, and 3 common. And why we were searching for those is because we were kind of scouting ahead of the fleet of Distant Worlds 1 to find Jumponium systems where you could, find a system where you find all the materials you need for Jumponium, the FSD boost that you can synthesize. So people would have an easier time getting through the very sparse regions towards Beagle Point, because back then we also had no engineering, so you needed those FSD boosts for the worst ships to actually be able to get across to Beagle Point.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We always were a little bit ahead of the fleet. We scouted out systems and completely prospected them in record times and documented what we found to the fleet so they could find Jumponium quite easily.
Now, what do the Rock Rats do now?
Well, yeah, that's the kind of the sad part of the story, because after we returned from Distant Worlds, we found a home system in a bubble, everything nice and dandy. But then a certain patch came, I do not recall which one it was, that removed the need to actually go down to the planet's surface and, shoot rocks to find out what there is. You would get that information just by scanning the planet, and it would tell you in the system map. So that was kind of obsolete from then on, and we resorted to...
What do you do these days? You sit around in wicker chairs on the pod, rocking back and forwards and talking about the old days.
I
remember when we used to rock those rocks.
You're making me want to play Red Dead Redemption 2, okay?
About that.
Which would actually be an incredible game to follow the storyline on a stream. I don't know how well it would go over on the Brocast, but that is such a good game. I mean...
Crash the odd spaceship into it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's it, right? We'll superimpose a crashed Elite Dangerous spaceship onto the Red Dead planet, and then we'll just say that's the segue into Red Dead Redemption. Isn't a Rock Rat technically a Fraggle?
I do not know what a Fraggle is.
You don't know what a Fraggle is from
Nope.
Fraggle Rock? Oh my God! Oh yeah,
clue.
you're young. You're young.
I am young.
Raise your hand in chat if you know what Fraggles are. This is
Well, since we were always driving across the planets for quite a while, we also tended to have some fun while doing that, and also organize some of the shenanigans during the Waypoint meetups. And that's what we kind of resorted to. We just did our stuff in the bubble. We had some fun together. We climbed some mountains together, did some exploration around the bubble. And now we really came back into full, because we're pretty much, from back then, from Distant Worlds 1, we retained a lot of the connections to the different player groups, to the different, player bases or game styles, play styles. So we have that little bit extra to just connect people to get things going, to facilitate stuff. And that's what we're doing now for Distant Worlds 2.
Look at the chat, Greytest. Look how many people know what Fraggles are.
Crazy. Well, I'm German, I'm young, I have no clue what you guys talking about. I have never heard the word Fraggle.
Oh, maybe Fraggle Rock wasn't in Germany. I feel like it was like
Very
a
much
Canadian show or something, but because
Sadly, yes,
it
I
really
watched the show,
really
so it's
had
good
like
time.
a Canadian sort of feel. It was basically like, well, you know what the Muppet Show is, right? Jim Henson's Muppet Show. I'm sure Fraggle Rock was probably a Jim Henson show as well. I don't recall if it was, but
absolutely.
it had to be, because it was the same style, the same sort of look of their regular Muppets. But Fraggle Rock was like these weird puppety characters that lived like down in a weird Fraggle Rock world, like in a hole in a wall. And in
case anybody doesn't know, I'll put it in chat as well.
They lived underground, and they used to eat these little constructions that these little other creatures called doozers they were doozers, I think they were called, right? And they would build these sort of like structures that the Fraggles would eat, and they loved eating them. And then there was like Uncle Traveling Matt, who was like a Fraggle that used to travel out into the human world and go and see human things and bring information of the human world back to what was his nephew, and I don't remember what his name was, but he was like one of the main
My
characters
God,
of the show.
I feel like I missed out on a whole culture there.
Well, because this is back in the early 80s, man. It
was,
is.
Yeah. It was 80. Let's see, what does it actually say on this wiki page? It says 83 to 87, is it?
83 to 87.
Yeah, 83 to 87.
There you go. I was 6 till 10 years old, so
Oh, Primates for watching Fraggle Rock.
Oh, here, I just got the names of the characters. You had Red Fraggle, you had Mocky Fraggle, Beige Fraggle, Big Mouth Fraggle, Doc, Uncle Traveling Matt, Wembley, Merple Murgle, Boober.
Wow.
Boober.
Chat played this.
Sure
My
sounds
brother
like-
had Fraggle Rock bed sheets, and Spooky says I still do. Yes. Quite, yeah, Plato's quite right. Good memory, sir. Yes, the doozer sticks were indeed made from radishes. They made buildings out of radishes. How you turn radishes into confectionery, I don't know, but you know, it's a good thing to do, and if you can, that's why the Fraggles ate them. And they just made
Schooner.
architecture that was meant to be eaten.
Keith is saying it was a UK and Canada co-production. That's interesting.
Well, you know, an awful lot of the Muppet stuff, it happens in Britain as well as America, because Jim Henson came over here for quite a long time, and I think the Muppet Show actually there was a studio here in London for a long time.
Was
Muppet
Jim
Show.
Henson a Canadian though, or was he American? Because I always felt like the Muppet Show was a U.S. production.
No,
he
he's
was born in
American.
Greenville,
He's
Mississippi.
American.
Greenville, Mississippi. It says here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's American. So I wonder why it had that sort of Canadian feel. But well, maybe they released it in Canadian.
At the
TV.
risk of offending Americans, because it was funny.
Well, funny for
Canadian
6 years old.
So
6 year
it's
old.
funny, you see, unlike American comedy.
Lucci says he started the update 1 minute ago, and let's see if it's faster than mine. Well, it says 5 minutes left now on mine, so it was pretty accurate. It was about a half an hour for this damn patch.
Crazy.
That's ridiculous. For a hotfix patch? Come on. I'm never trusting Turgeon ever again. Even though it's not Turgeon's fault that I started the update like literally minutes before the show.
Didn't take me very long.
It's not his fault, but I blame him for the download speed because he said,
Hashtag blame
"Oh,
Turgeon."
it'll just take you a second."
Well, you know, on my crappy speed, it didn't take very long. And it also didn't take very long on my Steam account either. So I don't know what's happening with you there. Drawing the short straw.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe it's the internet movies.
See, Commander Batsu in the Bro Bar says in the last 3 days he's discovered 2 systems with 2 notable stellar phenomena in each. Ooh, so apparently they do exist. Well, la-di-da. Oh, family.
It's, Henson also did The Dark Crystal, another favorite movie of mine.
Oh, yes. There's a Dark
Creepy
Crystal spin-off
movie,
series
sort of
on Netflix coming up, isn't there?
Is there? Well, that's
I
interesting.
seem to recall. Something, I think it was Netflix. Let me find that out.
Weird but cool film. Yeah, absolutely. It was a weird but cool film.
Yeah, Netflix. Age of Resistance, it's called. And it's a prequel series set before the film. No release date, as far as I know of, yet. It's on the way. But they're doing it with puppets, you see.
They're saying it's a prequel to Dark Crystal.
Yeah,
John is saying. John Gunsel says Netflix is doing a prequel.
Yeah, a prequel because it's full of gelflings, and you know, the Dark Crystal is only 2. So yeah, there's a few gelflings. But yeah, they're doing it with puppets. So
That's interesting.
That'll be good.
Haven't seen too many. Oh, actually, no, there is a puppet movie on Netflix. I seen it. What the hell's it called? A murder something or other. I don't know. Oh, Lucci says his is finished. How is
There
that
you go,
even?
you see.
How is that even possible? How is it possible that Lucci started his like literally 2 minutes ago and it's done, and mine took a half
That's
an
what
hour?
I'm saying. Something's weird with your launcher. It shouldn't download that much. Really not.
He says proof in Discord.
Yes, proof.
That's I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. Yep, look, his is done. Well, it's almost done.
It shouldn't have anything to do with the SSD, because he's downloading and he shouldn't be downloading like
No.
several gigabytes.
It shouldn't be.
Not even close. It should be a couple megabytes, even maybe.
Yeah.
If even.
But this has been the past 2 patches for me have taken a half an hour or more. Well, it says less than a minute remaining.
Why,
So
why
we're
not?
almost
Yeah,
there.
rub Josh's nose in it. See if you can make it 3
Yes.
stellar phenomena in 3 days. Why not?
Thank you, John Goodsell. It's called the Happy Time Murders. I watched a trailer for it.
Yes.
And try emptying my bulging porn folder. Oh, hold on. There was something else in here. Yes, Henka says shameless plug. Josh will be on our guest at the Distant Radio next Friday. Make sure to tune in at 10 p.m. Henka, we may have to revise the time on that because my dentist called, and I believe I have to bring my wife into the dentist that day, but I don't recall what time it was at. So we'll double check. It might have been in the morning. In any case,
Well,
I
it could
will.
have been your dental appointment, and you'd be on the radio going, "Oh,
no.
This is Josh Hawkins."
Just a cleaning. Just a cleaning. Not for me. Okay, we're ready to go. All right, yay!
Hooray!
Let's do it in Jim Henson, Kermit the Frog style. Yay!
Arms in the air.
Okay, there we go. Game starting up. Good. About time. Let's go ahead and get this over here, out overlay, switch over, and we have liftoff. Frontier, Elite Dangerous. Let's keep searching for notable stellar phenomenon data. Okay. Yeah, why the hell? Every single time I go to patch this damn game. Sorry about the clanging. Sorry. Ah, Jesus, microphone. There we go. Okay, we're good to go. Good to go. All right. Yeah, I have 2 vapes going on right now. 1 and 2. This one's for my neck. This one's for my stress.
Okay, why not?
Why not?
Ooh, what's in the neck one? Ooh.
Oh, the neck one? It's actually CBD. Just straight up CBD. I live in Canada where marijuana is legal, and I went into my very first time going into a marijuana dispensary, and I will tell you that it was not what I expected. This was in British Columbia. I was there a couple weeks ago, and in Quebec, all of the marijuana dispensaries are controlled by the government, and I haven't been in one, but I've seen pictures, and I've read what people have said about them. They basically said, oh no, I don't need private group. They say that it's you don't smell weed when you go in there. It looks like a very clean, everything's white. You don't see any product. It's all behind hidden doors and shelves. And when you walk in, there's basically like a room where you have a touchscreen display, and it shows you all the different stuff and things. Oh, damn it, this is the wrong account. Anyhow, it shows you all the stuff and things. Watch it try to repatch again.
Launcher.
This is I was doing some mining, showing my buddy some mining after last week. Anyhow, we'll just exit out here and log in with my other account. But so anyhow, in Quebec, it's very clean, it's very nice, very professional looking, and basically when you go in, you're just dealing with like an educated clerk who can walk you through products and talk about them and tell you what it is that you're looking for and what, whatever your needs are, they'll be able to recommend products and whatnot. Anyhow, in British Columbia, not quite the same. It was more like your old dirty drug dealer's basement, but with a whole bunch of people in a cash register. I swear to God, I walked in and people were like rolling joints and cutting up weed, and I was like, this is the weirdest thing, and it just reeked of pot, and everyone looked like they were high, and it's just so bizarre.
And they say that BC is where they're all very stuffed up and civilized. No.
And I walked in, I was wearing a suit because I was working, and I had a suit on. It was the end of the day, mind you, so I was just heading back to my hotel, and I walk in there, and I felt very out of place and odd. So, everyone else kind of like wearing hoodies and like dark and dingy. And so, yeah, I was like, do you guys have like CBD? Because I just wanted CBD. It's the non-psychoactive component of marijuana that has like anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer, properties and all of that. And sure enough, they did, and got a little CBD vape. And I will tell you something, after taking pregabalin for 2 years for the herniated discs in my neck, and that not really doing anything other than turning me into a crackhead, the CBD works really well. I was surprised because it's been great. My neck hasn't been bothering me. I've been sleeping properly. I haven't had any issues where I've worried that it's not working. It feels great. So yeah, hooray! Thank God for Canada and their decision to make marijuana legal. CBD is part of that plant, but it's just not the fun part.
Yeah. Well, it's fun for you with
Well,
your bad neck.
yeah, I guess yeah, I'd say it's fun that I'm not in pain all the time, but I mean, like, there's no fun properties
Works
to
for you.
it. All right, so here we are. Game's up and running.
Saves on the munchies too.
Let's go ahead and actually
Unless
turn it
you
on.
have the munchies
There
with
we
that
go.
as well. I don't know which component gives
No.
you the munchies.
No, you don't get any munchies with it at all.
Excellent. So you just got the anti-inflammatory. Good one.
Do you have a toot? Do I have a toot? The vape shops in CBD sell, or the vape shops in UK sell CBD as well, Good Time is saying. Asheville, they sell stuff, CBD, and pretty much everything now. I use CBD, but didn't notice anything. Well, the thing with CBD, it's like if you take an aspirin, you know, or an Advil or Tylenol or whatever, you take one, you don't really notice that Tylenol or Advil is doing anything because there's no buzz, there's no high that you get with it. It's not like smoking a joint. You know, CBD literally has no other effects to it whatsoever. So you can smoke it all day and not know that you were smoking it other than the little taste. It does taste a little bit like marijuana, but it doesn't do anything. It's working. The anti-inflammatory properties are working, but that's pretty much it. But I think you have to use it regularly, Lucci. So I had bought like CBD pills where you ingested them, and I didn't really... First of all, they were super expensive, so I decided not to do that anymore because it cost like almost $2 per pill, and this was a while back. Now this little cartridge, which is supposed to last like a month or two, costs $40. So I thought that was a pretty good investment, especially considering that it's my health and my well-being, which sucks when you don't feel good.
Should we say this Brocast not sponsored by and other formerly psychedelic substances are available? I don't know what to say with that.
You know, it's crazy though, and it's just such a weird thing now that it's legal in Canada. I don't know what the limit is. I think it's something like 30 grams. You can actually fly. You can walk into the airport and fly domestically with 30 grams of weed on you, like in your pocket. So, because I had to make sure, I was like very curious. I was like, listen, if I buy CBD and I'm getting on a plane, like, is that going to be okay? And they're like, oh yeah, of course. It's 30 grams of weed you can carry with you when you get on a plane now in Canada. So weird times we live in, I will say.
It's all right, Anton. He wasn't piloting the plane, so.
No, I wasn't piloting anything. All right, here. Let's set a destination over here. And what did we say? We're going to include T-type stars in there? I've got that.
Everything. Just include everything.
All right, we'll do
days,
everything.
You know?
We'll do everything.
Look inside there. What systems was it you discovered your stellar phenomena in? Your two systems with two stellar phenomena in each, just to remind Josh that they still exist. What star class? What star class were they that you found there?
Oh yeah, and I ended up in this system, which is a pretty cool looking system here. Take a look at it before we go. There we go. Look at that. Neutron star binary system. Very cool. Yeah, let me know when he tells us what type of star system that was.
AK or G. He says it's basically the hot ones.
AK or G. It doesn't
Just
narrow
put in
down.
all the
Hang on,
scoopables
then he
without
says-
M.
Then he says no M. Do you mean not M or no? It was an M.
Yes.
No, they're all an M. No M.
Yes or no? Okay, nothing.
Not the unscoopables.
I'm not going to be a completionist and scan every system with bodies in it this time. I'm just going to jump and scan Earthlikes and ammonia worlds, and you know, we'll leave it at that.
And Keith says mine was an M class.
Well, there you go.
So basically all scoopables. Put them in there.
I got
And
all the
probably
scoopables are
people
in there.
haven't found them run unscoopables because you don't go to unscoopables if you can avoid it.
well, you have to have some unscoopable, some scoopables mixed in, but I threw in T's. I threw in just T class stars. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's find some goddamn notable stellar phenomenon. Let's not burn up. Okay, I'm excited. I don't want to melt my ship. Moving right along.
Yes, that's true, Tom. That's true. We do have to remember how long it took Josh to find volcanic thingies. Yes.
I just
with the
have
Hawkins technique.
I just
of
have bad
pure
luck with it. That's all.
Well, you know, these days it's like Gray was saying with the rock rats. You know, it's you map a planet, and it just shows you literally where all the geological locations are. I found one the other day that had 23 or 4 geological sites on it, and they show up on the display panel numbered, so that you know where each one is. It doesn't just say geological site and then geological site. It says geological site 1, geological site 2. So you can go and visit every single one of them on the list. You've got like 24 of these things there if you really want to. Makes it nice and easy for you.
Well, at least it's easy to do that. But I mean, really finding notable stellar phenomenon?
Yeah, Tom, I do have
interesting theory.
Zach is watching.
It is an interesting theory. However, if there was a dev watching, they wouldn't have let him take so long to download that patch, would they? They'd have expedited the patch download to make it look good. So I think we can pull that out.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't make Frontier's launcher look very capable of anything, does it?
Yeah, it's a bit questionable. I don't know what's going on. We didn't have any problem with downloading that, so it's just correct.
Well, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. I've got 41 jumps on this route. I'm sure we'll be able to squeeze those in if I don't scan every single system, so we're going to find ourselves some notable stellar phenomenon.
You'll be finding ammonias and earth-likes in every system now. You know that.
Don't even say that. You know it's going to jinx it. You know it will. Icy bodies, rocky bodies. I'm even gonna skip the high metal content worlds, just for you. It hurts. It's hard for me to not scan this stuff.
I know.
I'm a goddamn explorer.
Where do they show up on the radio bar of Tide? Is it over on the left somewhere?
It's supposed to be way off on the left, right? So that's how we know that we haven't found any yet, because nothing's ever appeared on the left. And at the same time, by not scanning these bodies, don't know if I'm missing Guardian Ruins and stuff and things, but
hey, Backlab.
That'll be the next title of our stream. It'll be
Asteroids.
Guardian Ruins and Thargoid sites. And then we'll have 6 weeks of jumping aimlessly without finding any of those. Right?
Yeah, next up, Josh Hawkins reaching Beagle Point within the next 5 years.
Yeah. You never know.
Continuous 5-year stream. Yeah. But yes, like Toronto says, that the method to find a stellar phenomenon is to find the method first. Ha ha ha. We haven't got it yet.
We don't know what the method is. Nobody's told me.
The method is having luck. There's
madness to my method.
There does seem to be an element of luck about it. Yeah.
There's definitely some madness to my method. It's just more me getting mad at not having a method. That's kind of where it's at.
You've got a Forrest Gump thing going on here.
Yeah.
It's like a box of chocolates.
You'll chat is just teasing you.
The hard ones that no one likes. Yes, thanks, Backlab.
Alright. Come on now. I feel it. Today is the day, guys. Today is the day. Let's see. Survey says... nada.
Oh, well, in that case, if you're saying survey says nada, I just have to play this, don't I? Thank you. Right.
Is that the potato farting? Is that what that is?
It could be, actually. I'll put that in a future.
Very close.
Kind of sounds like it.
I don't know. Does he fart?
You would know. You fly with the darn guy.
I'll have to heat him up and see if he's got gases that expand and pop out or something. For science.
Listen, if ever that potato dies in your series, I want fries, okay? That's all I'm saying. You better cook them up.
Silicon fries. Silicon chips, you know.
Space potato fries.
Yeah.
Get yourself a nice fish, batter it up, and go wild.
What's that backlap? Says the first two bodies had 31 and 21 geological PY. Well, it's a curious thing actually, backlap, because when you think about it, we don't know, because we've all seen these volcanic worlds and active worlds, but what we tend to do is we land on them and go, oh look, there's some active thingies there, some vents, and you don't look at the rest of the planet to find out if there are more. So it's possible that it's always been like that. We just wouldn't know. 24 is the most I've seen, but yeah, 31. That's I wouldn't know. Maybe that's the truth. It's less than all.
That's a highly geologically active planet, though.
Right. They go well with a Bravenburger.
Spud fries, yeah. Silicon chips and triple Thargoid burgers. Yeah.
Oh, Uchtentide says it's in the 3 chevron range, so check my scanner carefully. Oh, okay, so it's not all the way off on the left. It's just towards the left.
I really wonder how a potato would reproduce. Does he have to become a planet first?
Well, it's a thing, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know what the biology of potatoes is. That one grew from dust that was left in the cargo hold. So maybe that's...
So if you add more dust to it, it will
dust
grow?
And electrostatic energy, yes. Certain types of electrostatic energy in dust.
I love it.
Normally you just cut a piece of the potato and put it in some water.
Plant them, yeah.
Yeah, you just plant them.
So you would sprout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny if he gets injured in an episode and a piece of him breaks off and forms another potato? They end up being like tribbles, just multiplying exponentially on you.
Hold full of potatoes, yeah. Hold full of potatoes, all saying I'm Groot, yeah.
I could see that working. Or that could be like a nightmare that Turgeon has one night,
Yeah.
Trouble with space potatoes.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from Machine.
Storage
That's true.
He's roundabout, but he's burned out a bit from having made the videos that he did and the time that he did. It was a thing. He's got a lot of real life work and stuff at the moment, but he's still there. He's still out there, coming in when he can.
That's the sad thing about this game, is that it takes so long to do anything that by the time you ever actually get to accomplish your goal, you've aged so many real life years that you have more responsibilities.
Look at us.
I know.
Like every single member of the Brocast is a prime example for that.
Yep. Yeah. Next thing, Greytest is going to be married with kids.
Yeah.
One of us is going to die eventually, too.
Greytest because of my hair, he'll say.
If we're going to call that soon, then I hope it's the FDEF kind of soon TM.
Yeah, soon TM.
You've got things to do first.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be doing with that. Got things to do for myself.
You can't even get your woman under control over there, Greytest. So.
No, they're doing whatever they want to do. It's crazy.
Greytest has some female roommates. How many? How many girls do you live with?
Oh,
well,
10, 12.
Officially 2, but usually just 1.
Officially 2, but usually... So what, one of them just isn't there a lot, or...?
Yeah. She's during the week she's usually somewhere else, but they drop by occasionally on the weekend.
We've been trying to get pictures of these girls, but...
she's not an assassin, is she?
Keep trying.
He won't send us a full body shot.
That sounds like the kind of profile that hitmen have. She just pops in now and then to the safe house.
I mean, all I know is
Get some
she's
fresh
working.
ammo.
What
What's
exactly
going on with
she's
that?
working, I have no clue.
Yeah,
Actually,
there you
but
go.
that's
Well,
that's only what she tells me she's doing.
exactly.
She says
That's- stay on the right side of that one. You never know.
You know, there was a time when I used to live with girls as well. That were not, you know, my wife. That is. Those were fun times. It's fun to live with girls.
Those were the fluffer times.
Jeez, yeah, something like that. Those were fluffer times. I mean, funner times.
It's fun until you go to the sink and you think, I just want to, you know, brush my teeth, and you find that they've left some stockings soaking in some sturgeon in the sink. Then you think, oh, for God's sake.
No, it's fine.
It's fine apart from that.
It's fine until you need 30 seconds to get ready in the morning, and you just can't get any time in the bathroom. You know.
Acetopia, is that anywhere near Josh though?
What?
Probably not.
Also, I think Josh is hell bent on finding those himself.
Josh is currently in the sector.
I need to
Yeah,
find one.
close
I
enough.
mean, if I can't look, they put this stuff into the game. It's been a while now, right? And here we are looking for it, and it was all exciting that, hey, now there's these cool things in space that you can find, but like, where are they? We still haven't been able to figure that out.
They'd have called them banal stellar phenomena, wouldn't they? You'd go, oh, yeah, it's in every system then. But if it's notable, then they're not in every system. It could be like 1 in 10. would be nice.
Maybe they just misspelled and they were supposed to be the unnoticeable stellar phenomenon.
Yes. Unnoticeable stellar phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. I don't want to see every system I jump into, but if I play, you know, for 10 hours, I should be able to find at least one.
That system that you're in there at the moment, before jumping out, that the other body that showed up in there, does that mean that someone else has been into that system and scanned one body?
No.
Because it shouldn't show up anything.
Yeah, if it's close enough, it does show up.
Yeah, if it's close enough.
Is it a little close to start?
I wonder how close that is, actually.
You have a certain scan range around your ship. I think it's around 20-ish or so light seconds.
Yeah.
And if you get that close to a body, it will be automatically scanned.
Because see, annoying people like me just jump into systems and scan one thing and leave, and it might be a very weird and unpredictable thing that I've scanned.
Are you serious, Theo Bauer? The Tesla Model 3 actually has a Furzkissen function?
A what? A who? What did you just say?
I do not know the English term. Like, it's that little pillow that you can sit on and it makes fart noises.
A whoopee cushion.
There you go. In German, it's called Furzkissen.
Furzkissen.
That sounds.
What does kissing feet have to do with farting? Is that a strange German phenomenon?
Oh,
I will
yeah,
never
what did
kiss
he
a
do?
German woman's feet ever.
Well,
I swear.
That's amazing. So you can make your passenger sit down and have them make fart noises. That's amazing.
That says.
Only Elon Musk.
I wonder how much a Tesla whoopee cushion costs.
You gotta love that guy.
I guess they figure you're gonna have a lot of just new people constantly coming into your car, because I'm sure it would get pretty old after, you know, you did it once or twice to your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or boyfriend, you know, like, okay, honey, I get it. I get it.
You'd only manage to do it once to a significant other.
Yeah.
But you'd end up having to sort of erect some wall between you and the passenger seat to prevent flying fists and things, probably.
All right, we're jumping again. I like it discovers all the asteroid clusters and everything automatically. You don't have to do that. That's nice.
You wouldn't have liked that the other day.
Yeah, because I guess it was on every single one of those. It said
it just never stopped telling you that you'd discovered the same 3 asteroid clusters over and over.
Dave,
again.
that's dark. That is not okay.
Oh, no.
my
Please
God.
repeat for
That
those
is
of us
tough.
who are chat challenged at the moment.
He says not when your mother has Alzheimer's.
Oh,
my God.
oh,
Funny again the next day.
oh boy,
Yeah. That's care home humor, is that? This sort of coping strategies. Gallows
Sad but
humor.
true, I
deal
guess.
with that. It is, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna fly on over and take a look at these two little planets that are 10 light seconds from the star, because it looks like a little binary pair, and they're very close. And I think I may want to check them out.
And so it begins.
I'm not stopping. I'm not going to stop and look at things. I'll just look at this one.
Well, see, this is as far
I
as
don't
we
mind.
had in terms of notable stellar phenomenon before notable stellar phenomenon existed, right?
It's true. This is more interesting than just going jump, jump, jump. You can't just go jump, jump, jump for the whole time. You've got to stop and have a look at something.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, look, here's a nice little...
Even if you're just going to stop and get out and have a wee or something, you've got to stop every now and then.
Yeah, these are reasonably close together.
Yeah, cute little... I mean, they're not the closest I've ever seen, but they're definitely a cute little binary pair right here. And they're very close to the star, so that means from...
Scan them if they have anything on them.
Oh, yes. Very, very true. Very true.
Because there's some nice features on there, I see.
Yeah, well, look at this one here. It's got like a
White spots
serious
and-
dent in it.
Yeah, and that as well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, shall we? 2,
Sucked Maltesers. That's what they are.
3,
Maltesers that someone sucked all the chocolate.
4, 5. Oh, no. 5. And 6.
Do you know, you have to get yourself back to the bubble sometime, Josh, because there's an engineer that can tinker your probes to make them like 40% more efficient.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Commander 40% with his 40% probes. So you can get away with like half the number of probes to scan things with the
It
efficiency.
can make your probes larger so the probing is more fun.
Yeah, pretty much. If you want to put it in those terms. Yeah, but when it comes to probing, you don't last as long.
I like that
Oh,
you...
God.
Oh, Jesus. Guys. Seriously.
we haven't said anything. What? Choco,
It's all in your mind, Josh. It's all in your
All
mind.
in my mind, yeah. That's it, eh? Okay, there, we've scanned both of those planets. Let's see now. Contacts?
Yes, no, we'd have to have atmospheric landings and a little biological kit as well. So
We
you
would
can
also
clip-
need new
clip
probes.
bits off leaves and check
Because-
leaves one at a time for biological scanning. That would be cool.
Because these little buggers would absolutely burn up in any kind of atmospheres with the speeds they're coming down at. I mean,
Whatever.
realistically, they would
yeah.
also have to completely shatter up on impact when you're firing them at a planet, but
Well,
maybe there's some magic happening there.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe they... Well, we don't see it, but they leave a little device in the upper atmosphere, then the thing that shatters kind of sends... Yeah, I don't know how the hell it works. That's ridiculous. These things make absolutely no sense whatsoever, the speed that they're going at, because you're absolutely right. They'd be burning up in atmospheres. We wouldn't be able to scan atmospheric planets whatsoever. That means all the gas planets, no way.
I mean, these things, if you fire them, they are going a reasonable fraction of the speed of light.
Or multiples, possibly.
Don't think multiples, because usually you have to be rather close to actually fire them. And if you're far
Yeah,
away, they do
can't
take,
be-
that's
several
true.
tens of
Yeah.
seconds to get there. So they
Yeah,
probably
you're
fly
right.
at around like 20, 30%-ish of the speed of light.
Yeah, you're right. You are correct, sir.
Because I think you're always within a 1 light second of the object when you actually when you fire them. I don't actually know what the boundary is, like how close you have to be to fire them.
Well, I just did that one from 22 megameters
well,
away.
I'm wondering if it has anything to do. I mean, when I was trying to get out of the bug of having discovered a gas giant the other day, I thought perhaps if I dare to go to the FSS and scan it, with the FSS, it'll tell me that it's actually been discovered. Thank you very much, because I can see it, rather than just flying up and essentially using the old DSS. That's what it came down to with that one. And so I popped into that, and it wouldn't let me scan the gas giant because I was too close. It says, sorry, I can't see it. And I'm going, it's there. It's filling the entire screen. How can you not see a gas giant filling the entire screen, Mr. FSS? No, sorry, it's too close. So I had to fly eventually 20 light seconds away from the gas giant before the scanner would actually see it, which is a bit bizarre. But it might be that that's the same limit as that applies to the other way around with probes and scanners. But it was a bit strange. I kept having to fly away from a gas giant so that the FSS could see it. Sorry, no, it's too close. I can't see it.
You know, I figured out a pro tip that we can suggest to anyone who does want to explore and just check the system real quick. And I'll show you what I mean when I get into the next system. Or I'll explain it when I get into the next system. So here we go. If you want to really speed up the process of jumping and honking and checking to see if there's any type of notable stellar phenomenon, if, let's say, for example, you drop in on the system, like I'm just about to do here, and you want to use the new scanning system, when you drop in, you can't, and I'm right now trying to activate it, you can't activate the scanner until there. You see, it takes quite a few seconds before you've actually fully dropped out of that hyperspace jump before you could turn on the scanner. And then, of course, once you drop into here, you have to do your pulse to see if there's anything in there before you can exit and then, you know, fly around the star and aim up with your next route. So, the faster way to do it is to actually use your D-scanner, because you can start D-scanning immediately upon dropping into the system. And that means you can D-scan while you're flying around and fuel scooping and lining up. And then once your D-scan is done, all you have to do is open up your scanner and all the signals are already in there. So you can just pop it open for half a second and then close it. You don't have to do the honk and wait for it. I think you saved like a good 5 or 6 seconds per system.
Amazing. I love it.
Hey.
Such efficiency, much wow.
That's it. It's efficient. I'm going to show you. Here we go.
Tell you what, I've always done it like that.
Well, listen. You would.
I know. So, do you want a hooray?
Drop in. I'm immediately D-scanning. I'm already flying to a line. There, my D-scan is complete. I've already began my fuel scoop and lining up with the next system.
Everybody check goes, yeah, I've been doing it like that.
Hey, I'm not talking about the people who've doing it. I'm just saying for those who aren't, okay? No, zero gratitude whatsoever, right?
Like you have for 3 years, Josh. It's very, very hard to jump into a system and not immediately hit the discovery scanner when you jump into a system. Even if it's one you visited before, and even if you well, in the old days, you didn't have a discovery scanner installed, you'd still go and press the button for it. Nowadays, you have one by default, so you just do it. You just automatically hit the discovery scanner.
I got 3 water worlds here.
Hang on. Oh, well.
Actually,
you have our permission to scan them.
Possibly more than that, as a matter of fact.
Are they in Are they all orbiting each other? Have we got a trinary there?
I may have to go check those out.
Oh,
but there's another one. Hold on. There's another one there. I got to get away from the star because I think it might be behind it. But that's a pretty decent.
The dots I saw up against the star when you came in. Is that?
Hold on. I'm gonna get away from the star real quick.
Worlds?
That was surprising. I wasn't expecting to see that many water worlds. Okay, hold on a sec.
No, it never is.
This is still another water world here.
Do you know how much that system's worth if you go and map those worlds?
4 water worlds? I don't know. How much would it be worth? Oh, there. It's kind of floating off all by itself over here.
It could be in total. You could probably get about 8 million for that system.
Really?
Maybe, I'm guessing. Chat, what do you reckon? 4 water worlds?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Depending on if they're
That says
terraformable
3
or
million.
not. That one looks like it's a steamy world.
I'll take a look just
Yeah, 3
how
million?
far these are, because I think I want to fly out.
Photomax says 10 mil, give or take. Do we have more?
Could.
What's the
It's-
last
it's-
offer? Any more
It's
bids?
very, very easy. But I mean, yeah, one is.
350.
But I mean, if you get the first discoveries on it as well for mapping and discovering it, it racks up stupidly fast these days.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's on the order of millions anyway. 350, yeah.
We were not
Huh.
kidding, Josh, when we said you're gonna make like all the profit you've made in your exploration tour that you're currently still on. You're gonna make that and more within a week, easily.
Yeah. Well, that didn't surprise me. I mean, I
Iron
realized that.
price. You pay the iron price for your old one.
Well, listen, it's your guys' fault now. I'm
Oh, that's
gonna
interesting.
go
So
and
you've got.
have them.
do
Yeah.
have to
No,
say
we don't mind. We don't mind.
Those are
You
only 14,000.
selling all that data is gonna be epic. That's gonna be like a 10-hour stream right there.
Might have to
It is.
split it into multiple broadcasts.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
look,
gonna have a
that's
series of broadcasts with just Josh selling pages and pages and pages of data.
Now, the real question is, do you guys want to see it live, or do you want me to just record it and then play a sped-up version?
I don't know.
I need to hear in chat what you guys want to have done, because
I think we
I'll-
have to see you,
however you want
dock
it.
somewhere live and start to sell a thing or two.
hopefully,
then
Doc,
we
you
can
mean,
have, like,
in one piece.
You know, yeah, the end credits music plays while you're still selling stuff and say, "I'll be here for a while," and it plays you out, and then you can put out a speed stop version later, because I don't think anyone wants to sit there and watch hundreds and hundreds of pages. No, what you do, you don't want to sit on your own account and watch it on somebody else's.
Is there an official record of like what most sold systems in one
Oh,
session,
God,
or what?
I don't know, but there's a guy that came back. How many billions did he get when he sold his stuff?
Yeah, I
forget.
do remember that one, but that was like half an hour of selling systems or
I thought
so.
it was
It
more than
wasn't
that.
terribly long.
Well, not like the old days where you had to sell them one system at a time.
You know what we're going to do, though? We're going to take bets on how much I actually get for the final sale. Maybe we'll make a contest out of it, and the person who guesses the closest will get some type of prize.
I like that idea. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oakentide's got a point there, actually. If you hang around where you are for not much longer, you can pop down to the station at Sag when they build it, and it shouldn't take much longer,
Look at
because
this.
they're going to
This is a super cloudy water world.
take in place for that one.
It's steamy.
It is a
Yeah,
steamy
it's
water
probably
world.
a steam world. With people all using copper and smoking pipes and things. Nice velvet jackets. Steampunk world.
Let's see if I get it in 6 probes. Is it going to be enough? I feel like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, gonna be enough. If that last probe hits nicely on the back.
Should. Oh, no, damn it. It didn't. Didn't I launch it on this side? That's weird.
Yeah, but you aim too high. If you aim just below missing, then it will go off to the other side quite a bit. So you have to aim quite a bit lower than missing.
Didn't realize that. Well, let's see how that goes.
I always go for about 2/3 between missing and that little bar you have there, that indicator.
Go, little probe, go! I want an efficiency award. Bzzz. There we go. Got it. Okay. There's water world number 1. Next.
That also depends on the size of the planet again, though, so there's that.
It's water world with a nitrogen atmosphere. Okay, it's 13,000 light seconds. We'll fly over there. That won't take too long, at least. 13K. Alright. Well, that's happening. Let's take a look at chat. What's chat have to say? That was before Horizons, just to give you an idea of how long he was out there. In fact, word around the campfire is he came back to update, grab some SRVs, and go back. Who are we talking about?
I don't recall the name, but that guy that came back
One
after
fellow
2
sold his
years.
cartographic data. 22 billion.
Mhm.
Jeez. Wow.
Josh Hawkins is climbing a mountain 10-hour version. Yeah, if you're gonna make a time lapse out of it, it's gonna have to be a proper, a proper montage.
I'll play the Benny Hill music.
But yeah, keep in mind you might wanna spend a few million just to get allied with some factions that you can sell cartographic data to, just to get those out of the way before that. It shouldn't take away too much from your data.
Do I even care? Does it make a difference?
I don't know if you care. I mean, it's necessary for a couple of the engineers, if I recall correctly, and a few for permit locks as well.
Really?
So you can get some system permits by selling data to these factions and then fulfilling the permit missions or whatever. So it's basically a shortcut for a few of the permits if you care.
Well, depends on what I end up doing once I get back. You know, if I make 10 billion off of selling
if you're gonna
my
head
data,
out again straight away anyhow, then there's probably no point to it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, if I make 10 billion off of selling the data, I will equip. No, because then I'd have to engineer the next ship, right? Like I can't go out with an unengineered ship. That would just.
It would probably wise to at least get the basic engineering stuff on there, like maybe an FSD booster if you want extra range, and at least of course, range engineering for the FSD and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you come into the sticky question of the Guardian FSD booster, don't you?
Yeah, because that's gonna take you a while to get that one. That's not an easy acquaintance.
The Guardian FSD booster.
Yeah, you're gonna have to spend a few hours in the Guardian site and repeat stuff over and over again.
Well, you know what? At least it'll give us something to do on the Brocast while I get my ship ready for the next exploration journey, right?
Well, you have to come back first. Stop planning so far ahead.
You know I am on my way back. I'm slowly making my way back. Like, this route that I'm taking is...
I don't believe it.
It's pointed towards the bubble. You want to see? You want to see how far from the bubble I am?
You tell me when you arrive in the bubble, that's when I'm going to believe you.
I'm going to show you right now.
Wait a few weeks, and civilization will have caught up to you at Sagittarius A. And he'll
That's
be
what
able
I'm
to
saying.
Look at this. Earth.
This
won't
world's
take
going
very
to
long.
catch you.
Earth is... Huh? Earth Expeditionary Fleet. That doesn't seem right. There's a planet called Earth Expeditionary Fleet?
That's a system, not a planet.
There's a system called Earth Expeditionary Fleet?
What? Go look into that. Oh, you don't have the system up.
Yeah, apparently.
That
Hold
is
on.
weird.
I'm gonna go back to the map here for a second, because I just wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna fly past that planet. And let me look that up again.
I've never seen that. That is a weird system name.
Well, I don't tend to sort of put Earth into this thing very much. Because you just go soul.
Do you see where that is? Oh wait,
Just zoom out.
Is this Colonia?
That is Colonia indeed.
Eel Prue?
Yeah, that is Colonia.
So it's called the Earth Expeditionary Fleet.
It's one of the factions, but I'm surprised they have a system named after them.
It's weird.
That's a
Unless they
little odd.
shouldn't. It might be another bug, you know.
Let's see. Can I change the way that this looks?
And yes, guys, we are aware that the system is called Sol, but you can also search for planet names. You do just have to search again, Josh. Click on the arrow again, and it will jump to the next result of your search.
Yeah.
If you can't spell Shinra to Desra.
Yeah, okay, so you know what? Look, there's Union, there's Edge Fraternity Landing, Coas. So yeah, I guess that's just...
I guess that's a Colonia thing then, to name
thing.
systems after the factions that went out there. I mean, it kind of makes sense, I just never knew.
Okay, so actual Earth, let's go by none. Actual Earth is 20,000 light years away. That's the closest I've been to the bubble in years. So there you go.
Let's see what else is out there. Oh, weird. I'm just looking here on ADDB, and you've got Earth Expeditionary Fleet, and you've got Edge Fraternity Landing.
Yeah, I just saw that one.
Rock Research Ring.
Yep, that's the Rock Rats. We have a Rock Rats Colonia faction.
And there's also one here called Diggy Diggy.
Diggy Diggy.
Diggy Diggy.
Wonder what you do there.
Diggy Diggy. Hamlet's Harmony. It's a nice name. White Sun. Pennsylvania. There's a lot of interesting systems out here that I didn't know were there.
Yeah, it's neat that they have sort of unique names like that. I like it.
Well, if you start in the second bubble. Although everything should actually, they've got Alberta. It should be called New, shouldn't it? New Alberta. Everything's called New. If you remember Frontier First Encounter, Elite 2, everything was always new. It was New Caledonia you kept finding.
Well, I'm only 8,000 light years away from Colonia. I mean, with neutron star boosts, I could probably do that pretty quick, but I don't know if I want to go to Colonia. I mean,
do you want to go to a system called Lycanthrope?
You can buy everything in Colonia, right? Can you buy all the big ships and everything in Colonia? And engineer in Colonia now?
There's a system next door to Colonia that has a decent amount of equipment.
But what about engineering?
Well, there are some engineers there, but I don't know if you can unlock... This is the stupid thing. I don't know if you can actually unlock the Colonia engineers from Colonia, or whether you have to unlock them via engineers in the bubble, which doesn't make a lot of sense, really.
That would be kind of odd, but whatever.
Odd, but not unexpected.
No, not unexpected. Kind of makes sense. In a way. In a sick, twisted frontier thinking kind of way, that is. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
The same kind of thinking that wants to give us a Cobra Mark III 25th anniversary paint job, but only if the whole community collectively travels 250 million light years first.
Didn't they have their 25th anniversary party yesterday? Yesterday evening?
I don't know. I wasn't invited.
I know. I wasn't either. But I saw something on Twitter. I've not seen any further pictures though, so I'm curious. I want to see what they did there. Did they just eat and talk, or was there some sort of, I don't know, some sort of spectacular organized? I'm just curious.
I very much doubt they'll have done something to organize.
And was Ed still allowed in there?
Yeah, I think it's good for the
Ed is on his last week now.
He is indeed.
Let's see. That was high metal. That's a water. That's a water. That's a water. Okay, water with ammonia, and then we have another water here. So this one is 169 light seconds.
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Come on, Bodomax, that Cobra thing should happen. It should just happen. It shouldn't have a requirement on it. It's just... I just do not understand the logic of saying, hey, come celebrate with us our 25th anniversary, but you have to travel 250 million light years first. That's not celebrating.
What?
Guys, that's not celebrating. Not one person, all of us, the whole community has to travel 250 million
250 million?
Okay.
We should have easily done that by now.
No, within a time frame of a week or so. I can't remember what it is.
Well, yeah,
it's
with
just
some worlds we're going to do that easily as well.
No offense, guys. No offense. But I mean, whoever thought that idea up at Frontier, they really need to go back to hospitality management school for a refresher course.
Yeah.
That's not a smart thing to do for an anniversary giveaway.
It's not a smart
in
thing,
commas.
but once Distant Worlds gets moving to the next waypoint, I imagine we're going to pretty easily cover that amount.
I'm pretty sure they will. And even if they don't, even if the community doesn't cover it, they'll say they have, because
I was just gonna say that, like, there's no public display of that number, so they'll just say, "Hey, you did it! Wow, so cool!"
That's right. The journalists know what they've put out there, and they can't say, "Oh, they didn't make it, so we're not giving them this paint job." So that's not going to happen. So no matter what happens, so if that's the case, then why bother putting it there at all? Just because it's got the number 25 in it, guys. The number 25 is in the word anniversary. It says 25th anniversary. We don't need to have a qualifier for a paint job giveaway.
Yeah, Jeffrey Thomas, that's technically correct, but you have to keep in mind that there's constantly people jumping around in the bubble as well. Like the whole player base is constantly jumping somewhere.
Everybody's always jumping.
It's just a little bit more focused on the Distant Worlds expedition, and once those commanders are, mobilized again as well, it should give that additional bump. But again, we can't control it.
That's not ranting, Nuke. That's shaking our heads in an English way and saying, "I'm disappointed, Frontier." Which is worse than a rant in a lot of ways, as English people will tell you. I'm disappointed.
All right, we're getting the last water world right now. 4 water worlds, 1 system. I don't think I've ever seen that many water worlds in one system before. I know that sounds odd because I've seen a lot of systems, but 4 water worlds?
I have, on my alt account, I found one that had 3 in a trinary and another one next door to them. But that's literally the weirdest thing I've ever found.
That's impressive. 3 water worlds in a trinary?
Theo. Yeah, 3 water worlds in a trinary. And I think there was another water world park next door to them as well. So yeah, that was quite an impressive system.
The thing is, you can never tell. Maybe I'm not Greatest. Maybe I'm Nuke, and Greatest actually, switched me in because Greatest didn't have time. Who knows? True. You will never be able to tell.
It is pretty uncanny how similar you guys sound to each other.
You're not Vortex.
It is. It's funny.
Scary.
Funny.
I want to know what he looks like. Does he also have an incredibly manly chin?
Well, Nuke, send us a picture of your chin. We have to know now.
I think you should each just take a picture of your chin, and we have to guess which is which. Who is who?
Give us your jaw measurements.
Measure your jaw. We want a mold of your jaw, please.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go. Last water world.
You want casts of Grey's and Nuke's jaws so that you can cast latex chins and wear them, and go around blagging banks and things with Greatest.
I'm gonna go to the next Frontier Expo as Nuke, and Nuke is gonna go as Grey.
4, 5, and 6. There we go. Okay, where's the next jump? There we go. Scan complete. I'm waiting. There it is. All right, we're out of here, boys. Next system.
Make a note of what that system's called on a piece of paper. Write it down, because that'll be worth a fair bob on its own at some future date.
We'll know. We'll know one day when I go and sell it.
Yeah, because you'll go, what system is worth that much? And you go, oh, it's that one.
No, it's gonna drown in so many other systems that are worth quite a bit.
I don't think I'm even gonna look at any of them. I'm just gonna be like, please, just click faster, click faster, click faster.
Exactly.
Page of 50 at a time, yeah.
And you're always gonna have to wait for the first discoveries to pop up.
I know. I don't know why it just doesn't move on to the next page and then just kind of like, the titles can keep popping up on the screen, but
it's happy for you to have made a first discovery. Yay! It wants to
because that system is not made for people who go out there and literally scan tens of thousands of systems. That system is made for people who slightly venture out of the bubble, find their first undiscovered system, and go wee, go back to the bubble, sell the data, and then see that one undiscovered system where they have their tag on them.
And go, wow! I got an undiscovered system.
Exactly.
Look, there it is.
They should have a slider in the options. That's based on your exploration rank, or it just says noob, intermediate, and expert, and you can set it to one of those things.
Yeah.
So that if you have it on noob, it tells you all the first discovery settings, every time you park. And you put it on expert, it just doesn't care. It just sells a lot in one go. Who cares?
What do you mean, Theo? I'm listening to these buggers here all day, all night. Why should I
Yeah,
listen even
what's
more?
Which buggers?
You buggers.
Us buggers? We're not
Us
buggers.
buggers,
What are you
yeah.
talking about?
You English buggers and Brit buggers and Canadian buggers.
Brit buggers. Alright, still no notable stellar phenomenon. Moving right along.
It's all right though, because there's something that Gray never listens to, isn't there?
What? English buggers?
Oh, no, don't you dare.
Oh.
This. I might just do this. He never listens. Okay, he's gone. Bye bye, Greg.
He just jumps out. He's like, I can't take it.
I know. He does. It's just a thing. It's what he does.
I'm thinking it's he dated a girl who broke his heart and sounded just like that. It's
Probably.
Just, it's too upsetting for him to hear it. Oh, I think we got a giant star here.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. He's watching the live stream right now going, is he done yet?
He's fine. He's fine.
Is he done yet?
Yeah. It's just a tease.
Either that or he's crying in the corner of his room, scrubbing
Rocking
himself in
backwards and forwards.
boiling hot water.
Yeah.
Why?
In the shower, scrubbing away with freezing cold water, bar of soap. Yeah. In the shower.
Wouldn't surprise
You're safe,
me.
Gray. You're safe. You're safe. She's back in the box. Don't worry.
Back in the box. It puts the Turjana back in the box, or else it gets the hose.
Yes, I've put my niece back in her box. I've locked the cage.
No,
Nuke, don't say that.
You have to
Shouldn't say
repeat it.
that.
You got to say it. I don't know. I don't know what it says. What does it say?
What Nuke said?
Yeah.
Well, it would be any fun if I repeated that.
When I'm in the game like this without my second monitor, and you go, oh yes, of
Nuke
course, so and so.
Nuke said, "Greatest, now's our chance to switch places." Nuke, you shouldn't have said that. You shut up. Just let him drop you in. Waited for us to spot the difference.
What have we got here? Just icy bodies. Nothing. Nothing. All right, moving along. I don't know, folks. It's starting to feel like we might not see any notable stellar phenomenon. Big surprise. Again. Oh, but hey, guess what? I got my very first elite status. When I logged on my other account, I took a look, and I finally did have elite from the mining.
Ah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It popped up on the screen, the little... bzzz. Very happy. After over 3 years of playing the game.
Yep. It's half what it used to be when the update was first out, but it's still very lucrative if you shop around this mining.
We got 30
Except the asteroids
in
are
here.
still bugged. They still need to fix it. It's still a work in progress, is mining, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
30 bodies, just rocky, icy, and things, stuff and things.
Yeah, Scorp still hasn't managed to get that elite, has he? I think he had enough stuff to make it, but he's parked and he's not actually gone to sell his stuff. So I don't think he's got elite on El Scorpius yet.
Is that from mining as well?
He was on a push to get that his El Scorpius account to mine elite from mining. Yeah. We've been doing it wings and things on streams occasionally, but
wine smuggling.
There are problems. There are problems with it. No, he's not doing Jacob's Creek. No.
Oh, Botomax says he's been exploring around Omega during this stream, scanned everything but mainly rocky ice worlds. Heading back to station now. We'll let you know what I get so you can compare. Okay, interesting. I'm curious. Let's see. Keep an eye on that. Let me know when it pops up.
It racks up quite fast. It does.
Yeah, well, we could do an estimate based on, thousands of systems.
Yeah, that's right, Nuke. Elscorbis is sabotaging commanders by pouring wine over their control consoles. That's right.
Who was it that I saw a notice pop up the other day said that they were doing a drunken PvP stream in some flying game? Was that Plater?
Oxy. If it has the prefix drunken, it's Oxy.
No, I thought it was Plater. Did Plater do a drunken PvP stream?
Plater doesn't stream drunk. Good lord, no.
Who was it? Who was it? I thought it was Plater.
It's always Oxy. It's always Oxy.
It wasn't Elite Dangerous though. They were streaming
he
flight combat
Does
game.
other stuff as well.
DCS.
DCS, yeah, I think that's what it was.
He drunk streams Elite, but this time he was drunk streaming DCS. Yeah.
Actually, I would have loved to jump in there, but I didn't have that.
He wasn't drunk streaming GTA the other day, was he? That was not drunk streaming when they were trying to finish that heist they were doing previously.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing, boys. Nothing. No notable stellar phenomena. Still not a 1. 17
Yeah,
jumps.
Dante says he scanned 4 or 5 systems near waypoint 2 and got 3 million.
Oh,
So I mean that's the thing.
God.
It just racks up. It's crazy money these days.
So is
But not
is
crazy
that just that is that including a surface scan, or is that just doing the planet scans?
Well, I don't know, Dante. What was it? I assume he'll have mapped 1 or 2 things. Because that's where the it's not as lucrative if you just go honk and FSS as old scanning with DSS is. But if you stick the mapping on top, it's more lucrative.
Only one
the
water
old way.
world.
Yeah, probed 1 water world. Yeah, there you go. I mean, they can be worth $500,000, or they can make a system worth $1 million just with the junk that's in the system as well. It's yeah. Yeah, Aquatic he's saying go and find a nebula, because the phenomena are more often around nebulae.
Well, take a look at the system that I have on screen. Thropes PD-TD3662, and feel free to jump into your galaxy map and try to find one for me, because I get lost in the galaxy map. Sometimes that's just the game that I play, is I'll spend an hour just cruising around in the galaxy map looking for those little nebula. I'm not very good at finding them, though. I don't know if there's a system for it, and I'm just not doing it
You need
right.
a certain zoom level, so they still render in for you, but you're not too close in, so you miss them. So you only see like a little fraction of the galaxy map. It's tough, because you then also have the different levels, let's say, of the galaxy map. You only see them; they only render in for you from a certain distance. So
Yeah, I've never been very good at
to
finding
find
them.
Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
That's okay. Frameshift drive is good to go.
I'm still smirking at the fact you're in the thrips sector.
No, it's the throw-ups sector. It's what I want to do when I realize how much time I've spent looking for notable stellar phenomenon and not finding them. I want to throw-ups. Yeah. I'm in the sector they forgot about. It's like the whole right-hand... Well, I guess if you look at it in terms of the left or right-hand side of the galaxy, you go to the right-hand side like I did, and after you pass a certain point, about that 18,000 light-year distance from the bubble, there's just nothing. There's not a single goddamn nebula.
The Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, it's the Forgotten Realms. It's like all the nebula formed on one side of the galaxy, and apparently there wasn't enough gas on the other side. Makes zero sense, but...
It depends on the seed, I suppose. Tado might know more about that. He knows the seed numbers. And Guru, they've spent a lot of time investigating different named systems and numbered systems for the weirdness.
Well, you'd think that when they generated the galaxy, right, and then they took a look at it before the game released, nobody noticed? Like, hey, galaxy, nebula, nothing? Like, oh, you know what? Let's just regenerate it so there's a little bit more distribution of those gas clouds. Now,
well, if they had tested it, you think they would have noted the procedurally generated constellation,
Blocks of
as I like to
stars.
call it, which is the straight lines. What was that? Who posted that picture the other day of one that had a squeegee mop?
That was so funny. That was
On the
so
galaxy map.
brilliant.
Oh,
I don't know where I saw that. I think it was on Twitter somewhere, but it was so good.
I've never seen it, but just what you said,
Yeah,
just like
yes,
I could picture
oh my
it
God.
so perfectly.
Does anyone in chat have a link to that? You certainly know what I mean, because I want to show Josh.
And-
It's hilarious.
Talking links, yeah, Tato, if you've got Guru's Galaxy Map Guide link, then yeah, chuck us over and
I do not recall where I saw
slap it in
that,
chat there.
unfortunately. Let me check the usual
Yeah.
suspects here. Zencast meme channel.
if you stick it in the bro bar, Tato, I'll dump it in chat.
I could just totally picture it in my mind because I know that view of the sky where there's nothing,
Yeah.
just a flat line. That's great.
Gave me a good chuckle. No, I don't see it. Maybe someone in chat has it. Just pop it in the bro bar or somewhere.
Please. Now, it would make it even better is if it was like a street punk holding a old water bottle filled with dirty, soapy water, spraying it on the sky at the same time. That's basically what we see here in Montreal every single day. You can't drive your car around without getting your window dirtied by some street punk who wants some spare change.
I don't see it in Mostly Aimless. At least not where I thought it would be. Let's see.
I've got Tato's posted.
Oh, I found it. Hold on.
Link there. I'll pop that in.
It
That's,
is in the bro bar now.
Yeah, let me pop it up on the
Excellent.
screen here. Hold on a sec.
Right, the link I've put there that Tato gives us is Guru's guide to
That's
the
great.
galaxy map weirdness. It's very interesting.
Well, I'm gonna download this and just pop it up on the screen.
Yes. Yes, it's just as funny as that.
OBS.
Anybody that's been out there in the black is gonna laugh out of that one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hang on one sec. January 26th. There we go. There you go. Nice.
Perfect.
Squeegeed. Just gone. Oh, you missed the spot, though. Missed the spot. All right.
Squeege again.
Thank you for that, whoever created it. Fantastic. All right, let's go to the next system. All right. Come on, stellar phenomenon. We should take bets before every stream as to whether I'll actually find them or not.
It's when you realize that there is actually no stars around you whatsoever. Your screen is just really dirty.
Rocky bodies. No stellar phenomenon. Alright, moving right along. Let's see, we've got 11 more jumps on this route. That was just over 1,000 light years, too. I say we're going on to like 4,000 plus light years of jumping and not finding a single notable stellar phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
We are sure these things exist, right?
Maybe it's
Oh,
space.
maybe they didn't put any on this side of the galaxy. Maybe they're all on the Colonia side.
Well,
thought
again,
Hawkins
there
said
is
that,
the theory, I don't know if it's a fact, that they are only, you know, in the vicinity of nebulas. Or nebulae. But who knows? Like, couldn't prove that to you. But you probably could increase your
there you
chances
go.
by finding such a nebula and looking around it.
Well, if anyone in
Cooking
chat
Cloud
has...
says just
Hmm?
it says he just sold a page for 26 million, with 6.8 million for one system.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what the money's like there.
Okay.
Lucius says you're still using 3.1, Josh? Might be.
No, I can certainly say I wasn't, because I downloaded the entire game again before I started the stream today. Oh, wait a
Well,
sec.
maybe you downloaded 3.1 again and you downgraded.
I downgraded. Oh, we got another water world. Okay, let's go get this one.
I'm not saying they are only close to nebulae, said Pucker, but there might be an increased, concentration of them near nebulae. But who knows? Maybe that's just because people, tend to flock towards nebulae and then search around them more, and that's why we find more around nebula. So there could be some, how's that called? Some sort of bias.
Perceptual bias. People always go where people go, like I say in my episodes. What humans do. They go where humans go.
Humans will go where humans go.
Love to see patterns where there are
Well,
no patterns.
Vortex, if that happens, there's only one thing to do. Just boost again and get away from the station as fast as possible and hope that your shields hold up.
What's that?
Because that Orca's gonna die. If you boost out of the mail slot in a cutter and then Orca's coming in without shields.
Yeah.
Without shields?
Well,
Yes,
the Orca
goodbye.
has no shields, because then the Orca is gonna die.
Alright, scan this water world.
There's nothing
10
subtle
jumps left.
about a boosting cutter.
Alright. Alright. Water world coming up.
Nebula. Yeah, confirmation bias, that's the one I was actually looking for. But I do like the other suggestions in chat as well. Selection bias and nebulae bias.
Could you read me those? Could you read out what they say?
Well, confirmation bias, nebulae bias, and selection bias, what I just said.
No, what the comment was that you were answering.
We were just...
They were referring to my statement that there's some sort of bias if you tend to find stuff, in places where people look more often. And that was confirmation bias. I think it was, or it's something like that, at least.
Oh, yeah. Like I heard Cass saying in the Hermit episode, humans always go where humans go. So wherever you go, you'll find that someone's been there before you, because they were drawn to the same, oh, that's a shiny thing, that you've just been looking at and jumped in at. So, yeah, it's not a shocker. You want to go somewhere that's the dullest place ever. And even then, because you think, that's actually incredibly dull, I bet no one's gone there. Someone just like you might have thought exactly the same thing.
So, Loot, are you into
no escape.
PvP now? Just scaring away people?
Well, they should be scared away.
What happened? Did I not get 100% scan for that? No way.
Oh, the scan numbers can troll you mightily. They really can.
I think I didn't get the full scan. Oh, I totally missed one.
You slap a probe down and it says anywhere between 30 and 40%, depending on what tinkering you've had done to your probe thing. You slap another one down, and you put one down in between two others where you think, well, yeah, that should just finish the number off, and the number goes from 75 to 86, and you think, how is that 11% of the surface when the other's covering the same amount with 30? How? It has some bizarre calculation of how it works out what part of the planet you scan.
All right.
I think I actually know what that might be. Maybe they're calculating the surface of the planet using the Cartesian coordinates. So, meaning if you would probe one of the poles, it would give you much more quote-unquote surface area than if you probe near the equator. Maybe someone should try that. Can you verify that if you
Frontier
find a big
logic.
planet, Josh?
I could.
This is
I could
frontier
try.
logic, you know.
Try to find a bigger one that has like 7+ probes required for the efficiency target, and
Yeah.
see if you see a difference between probing one of the poles and ideally another probe that doesn't touch the first one near the equator.
Well, you find a gas chance that say 21 probes for efficiency. Go on, get to it.
If there's one close enough to the star that I don't have to fly too far, I'll definitely try that out.
Would surprise me though, because in terms of physics or math or general logic or realism, Frontier has usually been rather how you say that, precise.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like I said, all the nebula on one side of the galaxy. It's totally real.
Well, modeling the galaxy is a whole nother beast, but when it comes to actually getting the percentage of a scanned surface area on a ball, right, on a sphere, I don't think they would get that wrong.
But you'd think that maybe they would model the galaxy slightly more realistic, since it's something that we all see every day when we're playing the game too, right? Crazy thought, I know. Totally bonkers. Alright. Still nothing. Still nothing.
I think what it is it's incremental, you see. And if your probe can scan 30%, it can only scan 30% of what's left. Not 30% of the surface. That's what it comes down to.
Theo Bauer says 42 is the solution.
It is.
It always is.
Yeah. That's how old I am right now. I am the answer to life, the universe, and everything. My age.
Tell that to the notable phenomenon. No.
I'll let them know as soon as I find one.
Notable
Be
no.
Yeah, no, never gonna find it. Done. Alright, let's see what this system has. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Nothing, honey. That was an old commercial for the Nut and Honey Cheerios, I think it was. I don't know if anyone remembers that one. Like, what are you eating? Nut and honey.
Oh.
Yeah. Right?
Sells the product.
It's one of those catchy things. I mean, look, that's like a commercial from the 80s, and I still remember it.
Sorry, Loot, I missed that. You have permission? Yeah, good on you. I got no problem with you hunting some people that do wrong, let's say.
50 bodies in this system.
You do you. Go ahead.
50 bodies, probably all moons.
Well, 50 is a nice total.
You know, I really, really wish I could find, and the only way I would ever find it, of course, is if I bothered to look at these moons and scan them all, because now you can't see it right away from the system map after you honk, but I've been trying to find that something similar to that one system that I saw very, very, very long time ago when I had first started exploring. I came across a ringed gas giant that had like 7 or 8 ringed moons, and they were all so close to the planet that you could see them all. Oh, crap. I guess I'm
Good
flying
luck,
through
man.
I've never,
Because I think
never seen anything like that.
even in a 400 billion star system galaxy, that one must be a rarity, because
It was
the
incredible.
I've never seen
the
them.
likelihood of having that kind of combination is incredibly low. I would state, without even doing the calculation. But that is that's below 0.01% probably of finding such a thing, if not lower.
The only way that I would probably ever find that system again is if I turn on the galaxy map and filter to visited systems,
No,
As
because
long
that
as
only works.
oh,
that only works
only after
if
the
you
patch
have,
came out.
No, that only works if you still have your commander logs on your PC, like in your folder.
Ooh,
So
that
if
means
you
it's
at
gone.
any
Yeah.
point wiped your folder or reinstalled your game on a new drive and didn't import those old logs into that new folder, they
Lost
are
and
gone.
gone forever.
That is client side.
Yeah, and her shoes were number 9. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
there
had it
is
install over about 4 drives, so mine's lost it.
there is one other possibility, and that would be if I still have my captain's log file from when I first started exploring. Because I was logging every single jump, and it was all in captain's log, but I don't know if I have that original log file. When they updated to the new captain's log version 2, I think it started re-recording everything.
System scan.
I know that it was only like 4 days or 5 days out of the bubble,
System scan complete.
but yeah, that was it was a hell of a sight. Because from the rings there, you looked up into the sky, and basically all you saw was ring planets all over the place. It was incredible.
Yeah, Vortex, you wouldn't be able to see them in-game as visitor systems, but you could go through your logs manually with a program like, what's it called, ED Discovery, for example. You could import those logs in there, and then you could kind of... Well, I don't even know if they have sort of search function, but you could go back, sort them by date, and go way back to when you roughly think that system, you visited that system, and then you just have to look through them all manually, really, but... That you would be able to find it that way, probably. Less so on the galaxy map, because it's very hard. Even if you do have your visited systems in game, it's very hard to actually trace a route that you took. I mean, it's a bit easier if it's an old route, because your jump ranges were lower back then, so the visited stars are closer together, and you can kind of see a route through the galaxy.
I still have the same jump range.
Yeah, so it might work for you, but if you were to do this for a current jump range of like 70 plus light years, you can barely see like 2 visited systems at once in a reasonable zoom.
Yeah. Well, either way, I would still have to go back across every system that I had visited before and take a look at the system map, right?
Say again? What?
I'd have to look at each one of them. If I still have the same log files, I'd have to go to each one of the visited systems, look at the system map.
You would have to know roughly where it was, at least roughly, and then look at every single visited one along the route. Yeah, that would take quite a long time. It's easier to do it in a program like ED Discovery if you have those logs.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Maybe I'll check that out after the stream and see if I can still find the... If I have that log in there or not.
I actually do have my old logs from Distant Worlds 1 because I imported them over when I reinstalled the game.
Well, it looks...
I'm not sure if they would show up in-game though as visited. Probably not.
We've got a water...
I just have a huge line of bookmarks stretching across the galaxy.
I only have a couple of those, you know, the very interesting stuff I found. I actually bookmarked that on the way back.
What is it?
I took to bookmarking water worlds and earth lights and things like that. And over a long journey like that, they all accumulate, so you have this long straight line going across.
Well, we've got a water world, so it looks like I'll just head off and map this, and that's it. That's the end. The end, once again, with no notable stellar phenomenon. Just
Wait,
a bunch of water worlds.
EDSM confuses you as a Commander Shadow in the Mist, Theo? That is weird. Like, that would have to mean that your commander IDs or something are identical, but that shouldn't even be possible. But if you do have troubles with EDSM, just approach Anthor. He will certainly be able to help you out and get that cleared up. Or at least know what might be the reason for that confusion. That's weird. You'll find him on the FleetCom Discord, for example. Commander Anthor, he's the EDSM guy.
Oh well. We'll go park my ship in front of this water
that's
world
right,
and do our roll call as usual.
Yep, should do.
We've been combing the galaxy with a giant comb.
Well,
bad shit.
It's a mission now, though.
It is a mission. We're on a mission. To infinity and beyond. All right, let's go ahead and bring this up here and say, okay, well, guys, listen. You know what? Thank you for bringing me luck, kinda, sorta, by attending the show.
You found a 4-water world system.
I did.
That's not
I
bad.
did. I found a 4-water world system. I guess that is a good thing, right? So let's go ahead and let's do this. All right. The Brocast, once again, is, of course, brought to you by our sponsor. So I'm going to read off in extremely fast style here. Here goes. 1, 2, 3... Oh, hold on. Damn window popped up. Commander Brannitz, Corvus, Corvax, Malik, Xanthias, Scorpius, Darb, Keith, Synth, Daedalus, Dead Star, Giz, Minor, Star, Tato, Chip, Lucci, Coffee, Liger, C. Maxicus, Limit, Nuke Cuber, Primetime, Casual, Lukutai, Kurokenshi, Kobayashi, Spatula, Spooky, James, Tokosa, Commander, Byron, Nix, Powerhouse, Top Blazer, Hicka, Speedstorm, and Theodore Bauer. Oh, yes! See you next week, guys. Commander Josh Hawkins signing off.